All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today's video is not going to be a fishing video, more of an informative video. I'm not going to say educational because I'm not like, by any means some type of teacher or anything. But it's going to be an informative video and give you my insight as a coach on, the 20 plus tournaments I've been to, how my thought process on what gear to bring has changed from my first day as a coach all the way to now going into my third season. And yeah, I just want to give you guys some insight and recommendations on what tackle to bring, what affects the decision to bring that tackle, and yeah, hopefully helps you out in your first or next tournament. So stay tuned, we're gonna get right into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night.
Okay, guys, so let's get right into it. We're gonna hit some topics, nothing too crazy. I'm not gonna like overwhelm you with like a bombardment of detailed knowledge. It's gonna be just general topics, and we're gonna be focused on the aspect of gear as a koi angler. I know there's etiquette, I know there's what to do, what not to do, etc. There's a lot more than just gear as a koi, but I think is one of the main aspects that you should think about, because it's all under your control as a coach. What you bring and how you use what you bring, whether it's cumbersome, whether it's too much, too little, etc. So we're going to be touching on just a few topics. So as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to talk about what bag to bring, and I broke it down to 3 types of bags. So one is going to be a book bag, one is going to be one of those traditional like small duffel style bag, and then finally is going to be a compact sling bag, I want to call it. So those 3 topics, 1, 2, 3, and let's go. We're going to break it down one by one and what I recommend for you to bring, whether it be your first time or your next time. Okay, guys, so this is going to be the first bag we talk about, book bags. So book bag style bags at the coat. So these are great, don't get me wrong, these are great if you are going to be like in a 3-day tournament, this is all you want to pack. These are great for that, but they're not so great while in the boat because there's so much in here. One thing I'm going to talk about a lot is the fact that, and you're going to hear this from me say this a lot, it's going to be less is more as a coach. Remember, it's going to be, typically it's a 1-day tournament that you go to 8 hours a day. If I fill this bag up to the brim full of bags of soft plastics, boxes, and these take 3,600 boxes, which are the ones I use, right? So these are not the large ones, 3,700, but these fit in here, and I could probably put like 5, right? And it still has room for soft plastics up here and all the rest of your gear, cold tags, pliers, etc. So the reason I'm going to say that this bag is great for a 3-day trip but not so great to be on the boat each one of those days is because it's so bulky. And what I found is the more you have, the more choices are going to go into your head about what I should be throwing, that you're just going to be spending all your time fumbling over changing tackle, changing rods, etc., etc. So it's a great bag, but there's another one. Step down in size just by a little bit is going to be your duffel bags. So this right here is your traditional like tackle duffel-ish. I don't even know what it's called really, but it's a tackle bag, and it's the one that's like a typical one. It's not a backpack, it's a sling, but it's a big one. And it does have this little handle here as well, so you can carry it, and you can definitely fit up to like 5 or 6 3,700 style boxes. And you're gonna have to like coordinate as to what you want to bring, etc. But again, bulky. You're gonna bring so much tackle in this thing. And then finally, this is the one I use from now on, kind of 24/7. Like, no, it doesn't really matter. These two bags, I just kind of keep them. I don't want to give them away for sentimental reason, but this is my go-to bag now. And you're like, what is it? It's like a fanny pack, but it's not. So it's a sling pack. It's really meant for you to be going down the bank if you're pond fishing, you know, on the side of a lake or whatever. But this thing is my go-to bag now. Reason being is, again, less is more. You want to take as little tackle as possible where you can still make changes and adapt, but the trick is like focus on your strength, you know? Focus on what you want to throw. What are your strengths? What can you throw? What multiple techniques can you throw on one single rod? That's what you want to aim for. So with this bag, I can fit about 3 of these if I wanted to, if I needed that much tackle. I typically take 2. And look, it fits in there. It kind of even disappeared. So I can definitely fit 3 of these, maybe even 4 if I needed to, but that, again, that's too much tackle. And one of these 3600 boxes, look how much hard baits I can take. That's a lot. So this bag alone with 2 of these, I'm set. And if I need soft plastics, they still fit in there with 2 of these in there. Next thing I want to notice is like it has a front pocket where I can keep here is like a waterproof little place right here where I keep my gear, like my phone wallet keys and my licenses. And then over here you can still have room for your scent. Has a place here for your pliers, a little tag right here for carrying some retractable thing. In this case, it's like little line cutters. And I also carry my cold tags on this. It has so many little accessories, like little trinkets where you can just add carbingers in it and stuff like that. So again, this bag does it all for me. And when it comes to like big items, like your bibs and all that stuff, kind of just on the day, on game day, you just kind of wear it, you know? Sunglasses, keep them on you. Bibs, keep them on you. So really all you need is this for your tackle, and that's it. So I'm always gonna recommend this. Keep it small, keep it concise. If you want to take these other bags, hey, by all means, but I recommend keep it all small, keep it compact. And the reason for that is you don't want to be all encumbered on your boater's boat. You know, you just kind of want to be 1, 2, 3. I need this rod, I need that rod. It's kind of like moment's notice. You just kind of switch over. So there's the bag I'm gonna recommend. Okay, so now that you've chosen a bag, right? You chose one of these types of bag styles, and maybe you're gonna upgrade or downgrade, you know, in size or whatever. But now that you've chosen your container, your bag, whatever, you want to fill it up with tackle, right? So again, keep it simple. And the way you keep it simple as a co is know where you're gonna go fish. So if it's a new body of water, like in this case for me it's Kentucky Lake, I've been there before, so I kind of have an idea of what to throw. If that's not the case for you, and you're going to a brand new body of water and you don't have that luxury to go pre-fishing, internet, you know, bam, you know, everything is on the internet now. YouTube has dozens of videos now, probably on the body of water you're gonna go fish. So, and that's how I do it, you know. If you just don't have the luxury to go pre-fish, go on YouTube, look up tournaments that take place on that body of water, and pretty much you'll find out like what's a good thing to throw around that time of year, and that will shrink down all the choices that you have to make on what gear you have to bring. So for example, I'm going to Kentucky Lake. I'm going to be throwing crankbaits, lipless crankbaits, spinnerbaits, Alabama rig. That's pretty much it. Those 4 things that come to mind immediately, because I know it's a pre-spawn and I know that those baits are typically the ones you want to use. Yes, you can throw a jig in there. Yes, you can definitely throw a jig in there. Everything else, I can't really think of anything right away, but those 4 things are definitely what's going to be working, in my opinion. Maybe even a swim bait. But again, the swim bait, you can throw it on the same rod that you're going to throw that umbrella rig on. So again, shrink it down. Once you got your techniques that you're comfortable with and that are your strengths, hey, that's all you got to bring. Keep it light, keep it simple, And same thing with rods. So that brings us over to rods. I'm always going to recommend 4 rods. 4 is the best thing to do. If you bring more than 6, dude, that's just way too much. 6 is like, in my opinion, again, this is all my opinion, I think it's a little too much. And again, with those rods, you want to bring something that's versatile. So just to give you an example, this is going to be the one rod that I think is going to do a lot of the work in my tournament coming up. It's going to be this brand new rod. I just got it this year. I will do a review on it because it's the new Dobbins one with the testing of the cork, that's mossy swirl cork. Looks really nice. I like it. I haven't put a coating on it yet, but it looks really nice. And it's the 736. I don't know if the camera can catch that. Kind of want to get closer. So it's the 736 CB glass, and it's a heavy powered rod, 7 foot 3 inches. And this thing, from what everybody tells me, is the rod for spinnerbaits, large crankbaits or lipless, and chatterbaits. And I could probably throw a really, really light A-rig on this. So versatility as a co, this is gold because I can throw so many techniques on this. It's a moving rod. So this is probably going to be what's in my hand 80% of the time down there. And that's what you should strive for. Get a rod that can do minimum 2 or even 3 techniques, something like this. All right, guys, so just to summarize everything we just talked about, it's, again, keyword, less is more. Keep everything nice and tight, neat, you know, organized, and you should have a great day on the water. Because again, the thing is, if you bring too much, and it's happened to me plenty of times where I just bring so much tackle that 98% of that stuff I don't even take out of the box. It just kind of sits there, and it just encumbers me, you know. It just, when I'm trying to change out something, and it just, you know, gets in my way. And on top of that, it makes you overthink stuff. It makes you overthink. If some technique is not working after 15 minutes, you can be like, okay, this is not working, I'm gonna switch out to something else. It throws you off your game. The best thing you can do, and this is what a lot of pros do, put your head down and fish. The more time you spend in the water, the higher your chances of catching fish. And so you should focus again on a certain amount of techniques with a certain amount of rods, and keep it, you know, straightforward, and just fish, you know. All right, guys, so now that I kind of recommended you guys to, you know, keep everything nice and light, we're gonna just throw in a couple hints as to what are the things you absolutely need as a co, and you should never go to a tournament without. And some of these are pretty obvious, but we're gonna point them out. 1, sunglasses. You cannot go anywhere without sunglasses. Get yourself some good pair of sunglasses. Do not go cheap. Pliers. Nothing is more annoying than you catching fish and then you're just like, hey, do you have pliers? Like, you don't want to be that guy. Keep your pliers, keep them on hand. If they have a holster, even better. Next, cold tags. Cold tags, it's not a necessity, but it does help, especially if you are going to be culling. It's not every day you're going to cull. Not every tournament you're going to cull as a cull, but if you need to, you want to keep them. And it helps out at the end of the day when you're bringing out your fish out of the live well into the bag. You want to get some cold tags. All right, another item, line cutters. Kind of goes hand in hand with pliers, but you want to get some good snips, some good scissors or whatever. Those will help you a lot. Keep them handy. Oh, some of the obvious ones, you need to get a good pair of weather resistant outerwear, whether it be bibs or pants or jackets or sweaters or whatever. Be prepared on that day. You know, do not go on a boat expecting that your boat is going to give you a jacket in case you get cold. No, make sure you are prepared for the weather that is in front of you on that day of fishing. Do not be that guy asking, hey, do you have a sweater? Hey, do you have a jacket? Hey, do you have boots? Like, no, it doesn't work like that. Bring your stuff. So weather, look it up, make sure you dress for it. All right, another one, life jackets. So that should be a given. That's in the rules should be for all tournaments. Life jacket, always bring your life jacket. Do not leave your house without making sure your life jacket is with your gear. Okay, guys, so I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm going to be focusing on getting my tackle ready right now. Hopefully this video helped you out a little bit as either your first time or your next time fishing. Just kind of, again, my insight as a co. First time ever I went on a boat as a co. I kind of just brought the whole kitchen sink, right? But now I've learned through the hard way. I've made some mistakes. I've broken a few rods, bringing too many rods. So hopefully you guys have a good tournament. If you guys have one coming up, if you're in Kentucky, I'll see you there. And always fish with confidence. Confidence is key. So Thailand's, everybody, have a good one.